Hi, everybody. It's me, Tom Arnold. A few years ago, my nephew was in the Army. He was 25. Spencer, really nice kid. And he got kicked out because he was suicidal in the Army. And then he immediately committed suicide once he got out. And I think back on that and how much better it is today because we are talking about suicide. We are talking about the veteran suicide, which I don't know if it's 22 a day. It's unacceptable. Now, as a person in recovery and a person that has had bad thoughts, the best thing I've ever done is get with other people who are just as crazy as me and talk about it. I go down to the VA here in Los Angeles every couple months. They got a great rehabilitation facility, and they deal with mental health, which is, and substance abuse. Now, from what I see, you can't really get over substance abuse without dealing with our mental health, and it's dark, times are dark, and it's it seems like that's the only way out. But what I can also tell you is you can help other people by sharing your darkness, by sharing your feelings, because we always feel like we're terminally unique. It's only me, my experience. And I'm sure veterans feel that tremendously. But what ends up happening, if you could just keep yourself above ground, if you could just keep going forward a day at a time, an hour at a time if you have to, a minute at a time, you just keep going forward. And what happens on the other side of that is you help a lot of people. Because wherever you are, there are people right in your spot, and as you start to recover or start to get your mental health together, you'll notice, there's a whole bunch of other men and women behind me here, and they could use my help, because that's the real. Everybody says, well, thank you for your service to veterans, thank you, you're heroes, but veterans that help other veterans with these serious issues are more than heroes, because they're literally saving lives. I get so much self-esteem out of being of service to my fellow sufferers, and that keeps me alive every day. I do something every day. Now, so I'm glad that the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs are addressing this. Again, not that many years ago, people did not talk about it. And now there was shame involved, or having suicide feelings brought shame. How could I do that? And people hid stuff. And I know that from being from a small town in Iowa where farmers would just disappear. And people would later say, I think he committed suicide, walked to the field. And nobody wanted to talk about it because they think it's a moral failing or some kind of religious, you won't go to heaven, you'll go to hell, which is bullshit. But the best way for you, my experience, is to work with others, share honestly, no matter what it is. Because when I hear someone share how dark their life is and how much how down they were, and honestly, and with the humility, it makes me go, oh my gosh, man, that's a connection. That whatever you want to call that connection is in the universe. God, whatever you want to call it, there is something in the universe. I can tell you that, and it connects us. And it's that rigorous honesty, it's compassion, it's empathy, and I'm grateful that we are having this discussion. Now, they asked me to give you some social media sites for comedy because it is good to laugh, and for a long time you can't, but then all of a sudden you're able to even laugh at yourself because we are ridiculous. We really are ridiculous. I go on social media. I like to watch clips of Saturday Night Live. They have some clips. And, I hosted the show 3 times. There might be clips in there. But Jimmy Kimmel Live, I like watching his stuff. Or The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. There's some really funny stuff out there. And I'm old. I'm a 63-year-old single dad with a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old. And my kids watch funny things that are funny to them. But there's a lot to see out there. And then game development for vets. Well, I know nothing about this game stuff. Where is that? My son's thing. But my kids know a lot about games. and they want to be game developers. And there are things out there to find. I mean, my son will watch people play freaking video games for hours, and I would be like, what is that about, man? I suppose it's like watching sports for me, and learning, well, can I get better at this? Can I get better? YouTube is full of stuff too. It's a whole new world. When I started, there were 3 television networks. This is in the 80s. And now there's a million ways to watch content. So focus on that. Get out of your own head, because it's this head of ours is trying to kill us. I just want you to know. And even when we're doing well, be aware. Oh, that's in there. It's not like it was, but that is possible if I let things slide. If I don't take care of myself. Anyway, I love you. Appreciate you. Love to talk more about it.